The Social Security Administration put out a new report a few weeks ago with fresh projections on when the trust funds will run out. Apparently, according to this study, it looks like it'll be depleted by late 2032, which is a bit earlier than expected from the previous study. The OASI fund, Old Age Survivors Insurance, will run out at that time and will only be able to fund payments up to 78%. So basically a 22% haircut from current monthly payouts. Unless Congress acts. Social Security, it seems, it's not going to go bankrupt per the experts, but will have to reduce monthly payments. The average monthly Social Security payment in 2026 was $2,071. Now, if you factor in the 22% cut, that would reduce it by $456. Of course, that's not factoring in the COLAs that take place. For example, this year's it was 2.8%. Currently, 71 million Americans get Social Security yearly payouts, and I assume for a large majority, a cut like this would put survival at risk. The last time Social Security funds faced this big a shortfall, Congress raised payroll taxes and moved the full retirement age gradually from 65 to 67. Social Security tax they also raised at that time. It was at 4.575, raising it to 6.2%. So knowing this, and of course this was back in 1983. So knowing this, my opinion on the best way to fix the shortfall would be, one, to remove the current cap on the earnings, which is currently capped at $184,500. Currently, the tax shortfall over the next decade, according to this study, is going to be $3.8 trillion. Cutting the cap, just completely taking it off, so someone making $10 million a year would pay the full amount. The shortfall would only be would reduce by 3.2 trillion. So that's from 3.8 deficit currently. If you did this, if you cut the cap, it would only be 600 billion. So now you could either give everyone, just maybe say 1 year you're not going to get the COLA, cost of living adjustment, which was about 3%. That would pretty much flatten the deficit out. Or you could even possibly raise the current payroll, that 6.2%. If you inch it up just to 6.4%, so that would be a total of 12.8% between the employee and the employer. Now you'll be well out of the red. I know this probably would be hugely unpopular with the politicians, especially with the Republicans on increasing the taxes, and obviously the wealthy or the higher income households would employees would bear the brunt. But to me, this would probably be the least invasive. Workers making over that 185,000 is only about 7% of the workforce of approximately 160 million people in the current workforce. That's only about 10.2 million people affected, and out of a population of 267 million adults, that's only about 3.75% that would feel those higher taxes. yeah, be interested. What do you think of this? My solution. Obviously, it's obviously going to be dependent on what Congress decides upon on how to fix this. It is coming up shortly. I mean, 2032. That's only 7 years away, or 6 years away. Excuse me. Yeah. What's your opinion? What do you think?